Hey, Rifters, welcome to the show. Subscribe, rate, review. Tell a friend. We got a great show today. Very excited. Uh, the Savannah Lee Nassif will be here via Zoom. Uh, she has a new movie that's out called Scary Movie 6, or it's called Scary Movie, but it's out in theaters right now. I saw it. It's really, really funny. I think it's a great comedy, and I think it's a comedy that uh, we kind of need in today's society. So I'm really excited to have her on. She plays the character of Tuesday, but you also know her from other stuff. I know her from Julie and the Phantoms, and she did a movie called A Cowgirl Story or a Cowgirl Song, and I thought she was phenomenal in that. And now she's a huge movie star in Scary Movie 6 or Scary Movie. Enjoy this episode. Take a moment, subscribe, rate, review, and tell a friend or tell an enemy. And enjoy this episode of Reza Riffs with Savannah Lee Nassif. Coming up next.
From Hollywood, California, welcome to Reza Riffs with your host, Keith Reza.
Hello.
Hi, Savannah Lee Nassif. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing good. Thank you so much for agreeing to do this. I really
Yeah.
appreciate it.
Yeah, of course. Thank you for having me. I'm looking forward to it. Does everything look okay? Sound okay? We're all good?
Oh, everything's great. But I'm just the talent. I have an editor who does all that stuff, so I don't,
Fantastic.
I just send it in. But you look good.
Amazing.
You look great to me.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm glad.
Yeah. So I wanted to start off with this because we have something in common. You were born in the Texas, and so was I.
Yes. No
Yeah,
way. What area?
it's a very, very small city. It's called Monahans. It's right by Midland. Have you ever heard of it?
I do know where Midland is. I'm from Houston, Texas. That's actually where I am right now. I'm visiting family, so I'm in my
Ah,
parents' house right now.
oh, that's awesome. I'm in my parents' house because I had to move in after the pandemic.
Oh
But
yeah, it was tough on everyone.
Texas is great because they have Whataburgers.
Yes, that's the first thing I got when I landed. First thing my husband and I requested. We were like, we need our Whataburger. It's a staple.
Yeah, it's like the in and out of Texas, and there's this like this because like I do stand up comedy, and
Amazing.
there's this big like I don't know debate on what's better, In and Out or Whataburger, and I love
Yeah.
Whataburger.
Yeah, see, that's me. My husband, born and raised California, so he's in and out all the way. All of our friends in California are like in and out, but you can't take Whataburger out of my heart. It's always gonna be the winner to me. It's home. It's Texas.
So do you think that's a Texas thing though? Because like everyone says In and Out, but
Yeah, I think it is a Texas thing. I think also because it's like way heavier and like way bigger of like portions and everything. I remember like the first time I like took my husband to Whataburger, he got like a double, basically like the In-N-Out version of a double double. I was like, "Are you
yeah,
sure? Like that might be a lot. Like that might be a lot because we just ate. Like I don't really know." And he goes, "No, I'll be fine. It's just a burger." But he was expecting like the In-N-Out size burger, so yeah, it was kind of a lot. But I think that's the thing. Like, unless you grew up with those size, like, kind of food and everything, then it is like kind of jarring for you.
yeah. Wow, you have a great story about taking your husband to Whataburger because I took my wife to Whataburger and the second I took her, she divorced me.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah, she was like, "This burger sucks. I don't want to get married to you anymore." I was like, "Ah, well, it's cool." But uh but hey, seriously, congratulations on your new
Thank
film, Scary
you.
Movie.
Yes.
I'm very confused. Is it called Scary Movie or Scary Movie 6?
So we really are leaning more into just calling it Scary Movie to kind of revamp it for the younger generation, although it is a part of the major franchise. We're technically Scary Movie 6, but we refer to it as Scary Movie to make it more recognizable with maybe the younger generation.
Yeah. It was so funny. And the one thing that I liked about it, because like I go to a lot of movies and stuff, I don't think I've laughed this hard in a theater since probably the first Hangover.
Yay! That's
You know,
amazing. That was our goal. We wanted people to get back into the theater and laugh and just kind of like leave your worries at the door and just kind of escape for for a little while.
yeah. So like how is that like because you've done other stuff, we'll kind of dip into that a little, but this is like your first like where you're the star and
Yeah.
it's kind of like I don't think you're the star. You know what I mean? Like you were the star of this.
Yeah, which it's crazy still to like hear that. I still don't consider myself that. I just consider myself very lucky to even be a part of like such a fantastic ensemble of people. But it is the first project of mine that has become so big. I've been very fortunate. I've been a part of really great projects that have like left an impact on certain groups of people, but this one specifically, I mean, we just hit #1 movie in the world, and that was like insane. That took a little while to like hit my brain exactly what that meant. But yeah, it's a really like insane, surreal, like pinch me moment for sure. I still don't really, I feel like everything's just like a whirlwind. I'm like, what is happening? Like, what is my
Yeah.
life?
Well, I mean, this is awesome because like what was the audition process for because this is a spoof movie. So like, you got to have some comedy chops. Like how did you like because you were fantastic in it.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. No, the audition process was really insane. I remember when I first got the audition, they had it under a code name. So we didn't know it was Scary Movie, but it had the creatives behind it. So it said that it was Marlon and Sean and the Wayans. And I was like, wait a minute, like, is this what I think it might be? And so then when I read the script and I read the sides, because they didn't send the full script at first, they only sent me like 2 scenes for my role. And it said Tuesday, but it said in the description of the character, it said like a young girl who doesn't quite understand the horror movie genre. And that's kind of all it said. It didn't say much else about her character. I didn't even know that I was one of Anna's, Cindy Campbell's daughters. Like I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
And so I, knowing Scary Movie, I know that sometimes they take a role, but then they just take someone's like famous character from another project and just put it kind of like how they did Buffy in Scary Movie
Yeah.
1. And it was a play off of, I know what you did last summer's Sarah Michelle Gellar's role, but then they named it Buffy off of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. So I assumed that I was playing strictly Jenna Ortega's role in Scream, but then they just named her Tuesday as like a little wink wink moment.
Because of the
So
Wednesday. Yeah.
right. So that's kind of what I thought it was. So I mentally prepared myself strictly portraying Jenna Ortega in Scream. I was not going for Wednesday at all. And then I pulled up to my acting coach's house, Miss Kelly Park, icon legend, love her so much. I pulled up to her house and I literally got the email from my agent. She was like, hey, quick update. Here's a note from casting, which is our brilliant casting director, John Papsadera. And it said, hey guys, just like a heads up, we're looking for someone who actually is spoofing the character Wednesday. So please make sure your tapes reflect that. I was like, oh my God, I have to re-prep everything because I was so not trying to do Wednesday. So I worked with my acting coach on it for about 45 minutes and I did one scene that was like a 5-page, almost like dummy script scene with Ghostface.
Right.
And it was like a 5-page scene of that. So I really worked on that. And then the main scene that I auditioned with from the very beginning that's in the film is the scene in the hospital where there's the nitrous and we like got high off of laughing gas together. So that's one scene that I've had since the very beginning of the audition process. So I sent in a tape, they were interested, then I waited about a week and a half to do my producer callback, which was with all of our team, like all of our creatives.
Yeah.
It's where I met Marlon for the first time and our amazing director Michael, producer Rick, just everybody. Then it was like 2 weeks after that, they had me do a chemistry read, and the only person I read with for the chemistry read was Olivia. They didn't
Oh
have me
my
read with,
gosh.
yeah, right? They didn't have me read with any other Sarah or anything, which made me a little worried. I mean, I was like, okay, clearly she's gonna get this part because she was just brilliant. The second she opened her mouth, I was like, she's got Sarah in the bag. Like there is no one else who can play this role better than her. I like hands down. And the fact that I only read with her, I was like, that's probably my one shot because I think they're going with her. So I know we had chemistry in the scene. Like it was kind of like lightning in a bottle. It felt like between the two of us, instantly connected, and we were just improving with each other in the scene as well and having some fun with it. So I was like, I think I might get this. Like I think it feels really good. And then I found out that was on a Thursday. I found out Monday morning at jury duty. I was sitting at jury duty.
Whoa.
Yeah. And they had us come in because they were like, we're not sure who we want our jurors to be yet. So they brought us back in, and then it was like Monday morning. I was sitting there. I still hadn't heard. It was over the weekend, and I was like, I'm wondering if I didn't get it. Like, that's gonna be so upsetting. I was so confident. This is my dream. Like, oh no. And my agent calls me and she's like, hey, real quick, I heard from John Papsadero's casting office. You know, they said you did a fantastic job. You were great, but just maybe not for this or maybe another role. And I was like, really? Oh my God, there's no way. Like, I felt so confident. And she goes, I'm just kidding. You got it. And I was like,
Oh my
what? I
gosh.
was like, why would you do that? So I started like sobbing right there in jury duty. And it was just like all these people were staring at me, but I couldn't say why I was crying. And so I was like, it's nothing. Like, I'm fine. It's okay. But no, it was
Oh
like
my.
overnight life just like changed for me completely.
Because I've had like agents and managers do that stuff to me too, and I don't get like, is that like funny to them? Because like it gives me major anxiety because I'm thinking,
Yeah,
I'm thinking, are you fuckers gonna drop me? Like, what's going on? You know what I mean?
no, exactly. And I was like, I think they do have fun with it. I think it's more fun to just be able to be like, guess what? You didn't get it, but just kidding, you
Oh,
got it. I think it's more fun to like flip that on them, on like on the actors and stuff, than it is to just be like, hey, you got it. I don't really know, but it was a great moment no matter what. It was a great moment.
the best part of it is you gotta have jury duty, right?
I did. I did. It was
Oh,
amazing. It was fantastic. It was great. I walked in the room and they're like, "Does anyone have any conflicts?" And I was like, I do now. I leave next week. And they're like, okay, you're dismissed. And I was like,
oh
thank you.
man.
It's great.
So I hate jury duty, but I got I didn't get selected, but I was in like the 30-day process, you know what I mean, of all the jury
Oh
duty.
God, yeah.
And it was like because like usually when you go to jury duty, it's like a stupid jury, like a business guy stole
Yeah.
$10 from the bank or something. But like this one was like a murder case, and I was like, I kind of want to be on this, you know what I mean?
See, that's more interesting to me. Like before I booked in, before I was even going through the process, I was like, jury duty, like if I don't get scary movie, if as long as it's a good case, like
Yeah.
that'd be fun. And it really wasn't. It was like a drunk driver or something, and
Who
I
stole $10?
something like that. And I knew he was guilty. They were like, you can't judge him like that. I was like, yes, I can. He looks guilty. He's sweating. He looks nervous. He's guilty for sure.
Oh my god. But so you were talking about the chemistry test because
Yes.
Savannah, like, not to brag, but I'm a celebrity as well. I'm not as big as you, but I've done a couple of chemistry tests, and I've never passed them because I guess there's not chemistry, and I wanted to know like how, maybe it's
Yeah.
because you're a girl, like there it's easier to get chemistry, but like how does that
Yeah.
like give you anxiety when you go, because they tell you straight off the bat, hey, this is a chemistry audition.
Right. I will say for me, whenever it does get to the chemistry level round or whatever, when it gets to that point, there is always that little thought of like, oh, what if I don't have chemistry with this person? Like what if there isn't that on this, and especially on Zoom now, back in the day, back in my
Yeah.
day, when it used to be like all in person, that was way
Wait.
different. You could like meet them in the hallway, shake their hand, like kind of get to know them a little bit. Now it's strictly on Zoom. So you just get like thrown into a room and they're like, okay, go, see what happens. So I was definitely a little bit more nervous for this one specifically because of what the project was, yes, but also because it's so big in comedy and improv and ad libbing. I was game to improv and ad lib, but you never know if your partner is. So I got so, so, so lucky with Olivia because as soon as they were like, all right, meet each other, let's do this, get ready to go. And she started the scene. As soon as I heard her, like, barely open her mouth, I was like, oh, we're good. We're good. This girl's so game. Like, so
Yeah.
easy, and we were like really staring at each other. It didn't feel like there was a screen there. It was a really like out of body experience, I feel like, because it kind of did just feel like her and I having fun, and we kind of like forgot that we were in like a huge audition process. It really did feel like that connection and that chemistry between us, and I think that was something that really really showed on screen to the rest of the creatives, and they were like, oh, these girls are having fun. And then after the scene was over, we continued the scene for like another minute, just improving, just having
Yeah.
fun with each other. And we didn't discuss that beforehand either. We just did it. And so I think a lot of that showed on camera, and I think that's when they were like, okay, these are our girls, these are our sisters.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it must be totally different because in my experience, like I went for this really, really big movie. It was probably the biggest movie when I was a kid. And I don't want to say her name because like, she's super famous and I'm not. But I made like the final round to be her love interest, right?
Okay.
And so it's me and like four other dudes, right? And she comes in and they didn't tell us this like we were gonna like have to kiss her, at the audition or whatever. And it
No.
just totally like weirded me out because
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, I would have like uh practiced on my girlfriend or something. You know what I mean? Like I was so
Yeah. You would have been more prepared.
yeah, I was so like dizzy by it. And then when I kissed her and I didn't get the part, I was like, now this A-list Hollywood star thinks I'm the worst kisser in the world because you know what I mean?
I'm sure I would think that.
Oh, let's call Lindsay Lohan right now and ask her. Like this
Name
is
drop.
oh
Name drop.
wait. But you know what I mean? Like this is it's just so weird and I think like that's kind of why I fell out of love with acting and more into comedy.
Mm.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Because acting's really tough and it just puts you in weird positions like that sometimes.
Yeah, I will say when I like first got into this industry and like TV and film, because I started as a dancer and I fell in love with dancing, got into theater, loved musical theater. I was a major theater kid. And then when I got into TV and film, the thing that really made me want to start acting was comedy. I
Yeah.
loved making people laugh. I loved bringing joy to people. And even though like I hate watching myself, I hate anything like that. Like I'm so not that kind of actor. I hate watching my projects, but
Do
or
you
watching myself
really?
and I do. I can't stand it. But I will say watching Scary Movie, I've seen it a few times now because I saw it at the premiere and then I saw it with friends and I saw it with my family in Houston. We're gonna go again tonight and see it in like 4DX. So
Oh my gosh.
I'm so curious to see it like that. But this is like the first time I've seen a project more than once and I'm like so unbelievably proud of what I did in it and I'm like not cringing at myself and I'm not like ooh I don't want to watch that again or I'm not like picking apart my performance. So that was one thing when I got into this industry. I wanted to make people laugh, want to make people feel good and just kind of like escape. And so to get to do that like in Scary Movie is an even bigger like dream come true, honestly.
And another good thing about your talent of comic timing is because you have a lot of jokes where you don't necessarily say anything, but your reactions are what
Yeah,
complements the jokes. You
thank
know,
you, I appreciate that.
like so I was like, oh, like when I saw it, I was like, dude, this girl is super funny because she's
Thank
getting
you.
everything. You know what I mean?
Thank
So
you. I will say I think a lot of that came from theater because a lot of times in the musicals I did growing up, I didn't have a lot of experience in acting at the time. So a lot of the times I was like an ensemble member or in the chorus. And that's kind of what I always thought I just would be for the rest of my career. I was like, I don't think I'm good enough to be one of the lead actors. Like, I'll just be in the chorus dance and I'm good. But one thing I always loved was like reacting on stage and then reacting with my friends and like trying to make each other laugh sometimes. Like, I always love that, and I think that kind of translated into acting, especially when I was younger on the Nickelodeon show I did growing up called Night Squad. My role was really like a big comedic relief in the show. And
yeah.
so I learned very quickly that my reactions, that's kind of how I can also fill my time of not speaking. And I have so much fun doing that. I love making dumb faces. I love making myself just look ridiculous. So I'm always like, how can I react to this? How can I just like look around and really be like crazy? And so I had a lot of fun with this role, really leaning into the like Wednesday of it all and hitting her like deep stares and looks and like big eyes. I had so much fun with it.
Uh, but you were great, and
Thank you.
I wanted to ask, did you like ever have like, did they like after they filmed whatever was on the script, did they ever say, okay, Savannah, what? Here's a take. Why don't you just improv? Like, did you do
Oh
any?
yeah.
Oh my gosh!
Constantly, constantly. And that was one thing I didn't know if they'd really let any of us like newbies do a lot of because it is the weigh-ins and they're so smart with like what they do and what they bring to the table. So you also don't want to come in as a newbie and be like, well, I think we should do this and I think our line should be like this. Like I'm not gonna say anything. I'm gonna be like, you tell me where to go, what to say, where to stand, and I got you. But day one, I walked in and we were getting my coverage, and the first thing I filmed was the hospital scene with Kim Wayans.
Uh,
And when I'm like, oh, I got Olivia crawling all over me, and then she's hitting me with the stuff, and she starts knocking me out. Like, that was my first day of filming. So I was already like, there's a lot going on in this scene. I'm a little nervous, but when we went to get my like close up coverage, I remember our director, Michael, coming up to me and he was like, okay, so next take, here's what we're gonna do. We got one with the script. Next take, we're gonna add these new 8 lines. For this line, we want you to replace it. We don't really know what. Just come up with something funny. We know you can do it. Just replace that line. Try something else here. Just try something there. Do a little bit of this. I don't know. Just have fun. Okay, roll. And I was
yeah.
like, what? Wait, what are we doing? And so having that much like freedom on set was so much fun, and I think it really added to all of our characters as well, and we got to explore them like on a way deeper level and really have fun with like, okay, how would my version of my character react to this? And there's some
Yeah.
stuff that they did keep in the film, or they did keep. I know one line that I improved in my audition. They ended up writing it into the script right before we started
Whoa.
filming, and I was like, guys, I made it. Like, if I don't even get this job, the fact that my line made it in the script, this is amazing. Um, but that one specifically, it's in the scene with Cameron Scott Roberts, who plays Jack, and he comes in the hospital door and then he has the gloves. And I said, "Why are you wearing gloves?" And he goes, "Would you believe I wanted to be OJ Simpson for Halloween?" And then I
Yeah.
ad libbed in my audition with my acting coach. We came up with the line, "But those fit." And that was such a moment when I saw that getting written into the script. I was like, "There's no way that this just happened. Oh my god!" But no, it was just like so welcoming and just so free to create, which you don't really find on a lot of sets
Yeah.
nowadays, and especially with people at their caliber and how professional and like amazing that they are. So it was just like the best environment and experience.
That's kind of interesting that you came up with that because I mean you seem very like you're in your 25 right,
Uh,
24ish. Yeah,
yeah,
so like OJ Simpson was, this was all huge before you were born. So like
yeah.
that just shows you how smart you are.
Yeah, I appreciate it. No, but I because I remember growing up and like hearing all of that going down, and then I watched the limited series that they did with it's like the People versus
Oh,
OJ. I
with
watched.
John Travolta or whatever and
Oh,
you're
no,
like, "What the
yes,
fuck?"
yes, 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 and then um uh uh no with Sterling K. Brown and all of them, and I watched that and I loved that, and I was like, wow, that was like really good, and I learned a lot more from it. So I think also watching that like a few years ago, that also really helped because then I got to know like even more of the story just from like other than what I've heard like in
Yeah.
pop culture and stuff. But yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well, let's go a little into your past because I know
Amazing.
you. I know you from this film called a cowgirl song, which
Nice.
which I because maybe it's just the Texan in me, but I kind of like country stuff. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? So I thought you did great in that, and
thank you.
I wanted to ask you about the singing parts and like the songs
Yeah.
and stuff. How was that? Was that hard for you to do?
Yeah, I mean, since I grew up like in theater and everything, and I grew up singing as well. My grandpa, he was a country singer more so in like Houston and everything, and so in the Houston area, people knew who he was, and so he's the one who taught me how to play guitar. So I'd been playing guitar since I was a kid. So I remember at the beginning of the Cowgirl song, it was like right after I booked it, and then they were like, "Hey, by the way, you're singing like 8 songs in the movie. We need you to record them in about 2 days. Here's all the songs, learn them, let's do it." And I was
Whoa.
like, oh, okay, sounds great. So luckily, a lot of my like theater training that I had in Houston really played a big part in that of me being like knowing how to adjust quickly to that and
Yeah.
learn those songs quickly and be able to prepare them the way I needed to prepare them. But I loved it. I love any project where I get to do like anything that has to do with singing or dancing. Like, I absolutely love it. So it was so much fun, and I will say, like, being from Texas, it was fun also to get to like play a role that was very southern and had a lot of those aspects to it. Like, we got to be with horses, and I grew up around horses. We got to sing with guitars and play guitars on stage, and I grew up with my grandpa doing that. So I had such a fun time on that film.
Did you grow up on a ranch?
No, I didn't grow up on a ranch, but
Oh,
my grandpa and Grammy's house, they did have some horses and they had like their little stable and everything. So I didn't grow up on a ranch. I had friends who had ranches. But
yeah.
no, we all grew up like I grew up like 10, 15 minutes from everyone in my family. So we would just hop on over to someone's house for Sunday dinner or something like that. And then yeah, that was the life in Texas.
No, that is the life in Texas because
Yeah.
like my father's side lives in Texas
Okay.
and you know, my parents got divorced, spoiler alert. And
Okay.
I only went to Texas for Whataburger. You know what I mean? I didn't really care about my family. But so they had a ranch and
Okay.
I remember I was going to go horseback riding and I was like getting all trained and stuff. And then the news came on. The news guy is like, he's like, "Good evening, top story," whatever the news guy says, right? He's like, "Christopher Reeves has just been paralyzed from a horseback." And I was like, I don't want to fucking
So
ride
you were
horses.
yeah, you were done after that. Once
I
you
was
could
like,
you're like, Superman, I'm good. Like, we're
yeah,
good. It's okay.
yeah. It's like if you could hurt Superman, this might not be for me. I don't want to be a
Yeah.
cowboy, yeah. But but yeah, but no, I mean you were and how like crazy was that? Because like that was like I don't know if that was a mainstream film, but it was pretty like that was one where you're like the star as well. So like
Thank you.
you got a lot of screen time and stuff and you're
Yeah.
young. So like do you get anxiety when they throw this on you where like you're thinking, "Oh my God, this project is relying on me?" Or
I will say I don't have a lot of anxiety when it comes to that aspect. I think there's always like those first day kind of nerves and like butterflies of like I don't know how this is gonna be, but I think as long as like the crew is amazing and the cast and the team behind it, as long as you've got like genuinely good people working with you and supporting you and just wanting to make this film great, then 9 times out of 10, any type of worry or nervousness just kind of like goes away and then it's just calm, nice, amazing, supportive environment. So I will say usually I don't really have a lot of anxiety when it comes to that or nervousness with that. I don't think about it like that either. I just
yeah.
think about the fact that like I'm doing what I love and I get to play a character that I love, whether it's in one scene or in all the scenes. Like it's kind of the same vibe for me. So as long as I still get to do what I love and I have a fun time doing it, then we're all good. No nerves here.
Savannah, I really want to respect your time, but I have four more questions.
Oh,
So
you're good.
can I? Okay, cool. Because
Absolutely.
I know you're gonna go see Scary Movie again tonight. So, uh, but
Good.
so speaking of Scary Movie, and like maybe this might be a little spoiler, but
Mhm.
is Scary Movie 7 on the tables? Huh? Huh? Huh?
We hope. I mean,
All
it's
right.
as long as the fans are wanting it, and clearly they loved it, and they were wanting it really bad. I mean, they made us the number one movie in the world, which was like so insane, and just like so blessed to be a part of it. So I really, really hope that there's another one. And with Scary Movie, if you think people died, they probably aren't fully dead yet. So
Yeah.
I will say, hopefully, if there's another one, we get to see Tuesday again, and maybe maybe she's feeling a little way about her mom. Maybe her mom, all the parents, they try to kill their own kids. So I think all the kids are they're feeling the type of way about their parents right now.
Well, if there is another one, you should change your name to Thursday,
Do
right?
every time there's a new one, just change the name to another day of the week. Let's just do
Exactly.
them all.
Be like, no, you don't understand. Tuesday died on Wednesday. Thursday
Exactly.
is here. Yeah,
Thursday's alive.
yeah, exactly. Twin sister Thursday.
Oh, exactly.
But I don't know if this is true, but I read that one of your dreams as an actress is to be Rapunzel. And if that's true,
Yes.
I wanted to know like what about that story? Like why is that like I find it fascinating, but why is that in your heart that you want to do so bad?
Yes, I grew up loving obviously, I was like, I'm a Disney girly through and through. I've got the annual pass, like, I love Disney. But Rapunzel specifically, I grew up loving Tangled. Like, that was instantly my favorite Disney princess movie of all time. To this day, it's very much like a comfort film for me. I love it so much. I know they're doing the Tangled live action. I cannot wait to see what they do with that. Like, I'm so excited to see the cast. I think it's an amazing cast, so I'm so excited to see it. So I don't know, maybe one day if they decide to do like a Broadway musical version, I'd love to go back and like do something on Broadway eventually in my career. That's a dream of mine as well. So hopefully maybe one day there'll be something else in the cards where I can just put on the big like blonde wig at one point and just have some fun.
Uh, well, I'm all about making dreams come true, Savannah. So, like, this might not be the best Rapunzel movie in the world, but you are on the TV right now because we released the video. So, like, you be Rapunzel and I'll be the guy or whatever. All right, I'll be like, Rapunzel, Rapunzel, give me your hair,
You nailed it. Nailed it.
and then you throw me the hair, and I'd be like, that's a lot of hair.
I think that's great. I think we should just, film that and just throw it up on screen. We're good.
And then your dream came true. You were Rapunzel.
That's it right there. Thank you so
Oh,
much.
yeah. I bet you didn't realize like little things can make everything better, you know?
It's true, 100%.
Oh. So Savannah, these questions are kind of like more about spiritually and stuff, you
Okay,
know, in a way.
same.
So I wanted to ask you if you were like a Ben and Jerry's ice cream brand, like a flavor, what would you be and what would you call yourself? Like what would be the name?
Ooh. Oh god. That's a good question. Mm. I'd have to have something that's like, I love okay, my favorite type of like ice cream flavor is cookie dough, like through
Okay.
and through. I love cookie dough. So it'd have to be like cookie dough based, I think. Definitely cookie dough based. And I think I would probably include something with like hip hop dancing because I feel like that'd be like hip hop cookies, like hip hop cookie dough, like something like along those lines because I'm such a like dancer with hip hop, and I feel like that like labely and like visually, I think that'd be like a good advertisement. And then it's like a dance like commercial with like some type of hip hop like cookie dough something. I don't know. I would need a little bit more time to think about that one, but it would be something along those lines for sure. I think.
So like cookie dough with like little sprinkles, maybe like
Yeah.
little chunks of like the animal cookies, right? Or something.
Yeah.
The
Or like
sweet.
or like Oreo cookies, like maybe mix like cookies and cream with cookie dough and like put that together. Something like that. I think that would be really good.
And we could call it Tuesday.
Tuesday. Absolutely. Tuesday's
Oh,
cookie dough.
exactly. Ah, and then like one thing that I find very fascinating is like unsolved mysteries. You know what I mean? And like,
Ooh.
so
Okay.
this is where you gotta think, you know, because this is a spiritual thing. So
Mhm.
I was watching this documentary. It has nothing to do with you, so I do apologize. But so like it's like so how we like the ones I was watching was about the pyramids, right? And
Okay.
how they built the pyramids and stuff. And the truth is, we have no idea how these were built. So I wanted to
Okay.
ask you, in your opinion, how do you think these things were built?
Oh, that's a crazy question.
I'm
How do
a
I think they
crazy
were
guy.
built?
I'm sorry.
I like it. I don't know, honestly. I don't know how I think that they were built. How I would like for them to have been built is different. Maybe I imagine like, oh God. I don't know. I feel like they just appeared.
Yeah.
I feel like one day they just like dropped from the sky. Like just someone was like, here you go. Here's a little extra something to add to the planet.
Here's a
Um,
pyramid.
yeah, here's a pyramid. Like someone's up there with controls and they're like, drop pyramid, boom. And just like drop.
That's a great answer. Oh, I have a wacky answer. You want to hear my opinion?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I'm dying to hear yours.
Okay. So Savannah, in like 5,000 years from now, you know,
Yeah.
you and I will be dead. Our children will
Right.
be dead. Our children
Right.
like it'll just be a whole line of death.
Yeah, for
Okay.
sure.
But they come up with these things called time machines, you understand? And
Right.
what they do is they go into the past with all this like building stuff and they build all these things and then they go into the future and they look at their crystal ball and they laugh at us because we're fucking stupid.
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean? So like they're just like
That
ah
makes
ha ha.
they're like, they're so stupid.
I know exactly. So I
I
think
think your answer makes way more sense than someone like in the sky with like remote control and they're like drop.
no, but I loved your answer because I was like, dude, this chick has my sense of humor because
Thank you.
that would be my second thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I love it.
So Savannah, speaking of time machines, this one is really gonna get you're gonna be like, oh my god.
Okay.
If you could go into a time machine and talk to a younger version of yourself, knowing
Ooh.
everything you know now, and you only had 30 seconds, what would you tell yourself?
Oh, that's such a good question. I will say this. I wouldn't be that person that's like, here's every single event that happens in your life because I wouldn't want to spoil it. Because I think one thing that I've learned, especially in this industry, like there are a lot of downs in the industry, but when you do have those ups or you do get those yeses, like that changes your life. And that feeling of like, oh my God, I did it. That's almost like so shocking to your core, like you can't believe you did it. That's something that I definitely wouldn't want to spoil for myself, but I would tell her that like to just never give it up, never lose that passion and that love for performing and for, making other people feel happy. And even though at times it may seem like comedy's not really the main focus in our world anymore and not really the main focus in the entertainment industry, it will have a comeback. It's going to have a really big comeback and you're going to get to be a part of that. So just like hold your breath, just like kind of wait for it, do your thing, and it's all going to be worth it in the
Uh,
end. That's what I
that,
think. That's what I would say.
that's a great answer.
Thank you.
I thought you were going to say, "Hey Savannah, this is Savannah from 2026. How are you?" Uh, yeah. And hey, there's just going to be this comedian who's going to let you play Rapunzel for 10 seconds. Yeah.
Throw that in at the end. I'll be like,
Yeah,
also, you get to be Rapunzel for 10 seconds.
exactly. So my last question for you, and
Yeah.
this is kind of a funny, weird one, but
Okay.
now I have a feeling like with scary movie and stuff, you're gonna hit in your career because you're already a star now. But I think
Thank you.
you're gonna hit these Comic Con places where they're gonna be like, "Ooh, we want Savannah to come." So we could get an autograph and get a picture, and then
Yeah.
people are gonna ask you for an autograph, and you're going to be like, all right, what do I say on an autograph? So what would you say
Yeah.
on an autograph?
This is a great question because I do have one convention in October that I am attending.
Oh,
Um,
really? Nice. Cool.
Yeah, it's called Welcome to Woodsboro, and so I'm going to that one as of now. So this is a great question. I will say for like autographs, I usually keep it very simple, and I just write my name because I'm not creative in that way to come up with something cute to write. Um, I'd have to think a little bit more about Scary Movie. I think one thing for me specifically, if it's to promote Scary Movie in that way, and I'm promoting like Tuesday, I think I'm kind of wanting to see what lines of mine like kind of
Are
resonate
hitting.
with audience members. Yeah, and like the ones that they always reference or whatever, like this is my favorite line. I think once I kind of get a better sense of what the fan favorite line is, I'll probably start writing a little bit of something. Not if it's like a long line, but if it's like one of those short little comedic moments, then maybe I'll just kind of like add that to it.
So I have one for you.
What?
The gloves fit.
I know. I kind
Right?
of like, but those fit.
Yeah.
I know. I kind of like it. It's short. It's funny. It's kind of like a if you know, you know moment.
Yeah.
Like you really only get it if you know. So, but those fit. I like it.
Yeah, so like I've done a couple, and I don't know why because like I'm an F-list celebrity, but I'm famous in the stand-up scene or in the podcast scene, I
Amazing.
guess. And so the one I always say is like I write "Don't do crack" because
Oh, that's a great one.
because
That's a great one.
I think that's a funny message. You know what I
It's a
mean?
funny message, but it's also a great message. Like, just don't do it.
Yeah,
Don't do it,
it's
kids. I
terrible.
think it's great. I
Yeah. Well, Savannah, where
love
can the
that.
folks at home follow and support you? Do you have like a Instagram or a Cameo or something
Yeah,
like that?
I've got kind of everything. I've got Instagram, Savannah Lee Nassif. I've got TikTok, Savannah Lee Nassif. I got X or Twitter, whatever it's called now. I still have that. I do have a Cameo, so I have that as well. Yeah, but everything's under Savannah Lee Nassif.
All right, cool. Well, hey, if you ever do cons like in California, hit me up and I'll be your assistant, and
Amazing.
I'll tell you funny things what to write, like write Whataburger rules, and then they won't know
Yeah.
what Whataburger is.
Easily, and then we can have a whole conversation with them about, like, this is why we need to convert people to our cult of Whataburger.
Yeah, you could tell them you took your husband, and I could tell them I took my wife. Didn't end with me really well, but it's going rocking with you. So
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
you got a 50-50 shot.
Well, Savannah, have a good day and enjoy Scary Movie. The girl in it, she's my best friend. She's really really funny. She plays Tuesday, so you'll love it.
Thank you. I'll have to check her out.
All right. Well, have a great day, and we'll talk soon. Huh?
Awesome. Sounds great. Thank you so much for having me.
All right. Hey,
Awesome.
Rifters, that was the show. Subscribe, rate, review, tell a friend or an enemy, and we'll see you guys next week on Reza Riffs.